Okay, this is take 256. Never had to shoot a video like this. Usually this is a pretty fast process for me. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year. If you're watching this much later than when I post it, I don't know if I could say it still actually. It's past the first weekend of the new year, but 2023, this should be a great year for all of us. Hope you guys had a good time to decompress with family. As we're getting in, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone. I'll probably title the video that way. If you've been along for this journey in any way, whether you're subscribed or not, if you followed me or are following me on Instagram, this is an opportunity for me to say thank you. Everything is going to change. Real quick, when I began this, I started this channel a long time ago, and I tell people I started it as like a Dropbox. YouTube was not what it was then. Social media was not what it was back then, and people would ask me advice about starting a clothing line, and I would be the guy who'd be completely transparent in terms of giving people advice. I wasn't like a gatekeeper, and so I put my first videos on here and people started following it, but originally I didn't think anyone was gonna watch these videos. In 2017, as I was completely making my way towards being a seasoned creative director, I got very serious about the channel when Google invited me to speak. I talk about this sometimes, and they asked me to speak on a panel, and there were actually people there who were professional, like full-time content creators. They had over 100,000 followers, and I was like, oh wow, I need to maybe take a closer look at the social media thing. And since then, I've doubled and tripled down on the content, and it's been great. I've spoke at so many venues and hosted so many different panels. I've got a lot more followers on Instagram and my other social medias. Some of my closest friends I met through my channel. As I travel, I'll run into people who have subscribed to the channel, and some of them are super close to me to this day. In 2022, I opened up CBA, and Clothing Brand Academy continues to be like the solution hub and where my courses are, and it allows me to help mentor massive people, not only around the US but around the world. So it's cool being put in the light of like a thought leader. So these past holidays were a little bit different. The ending of this year had me thinking a lot about the direction that I want things to go. My dad passed away last summer, and so any of you who have had a family member pass, but especially your parent, know that it can be difficult. And my dad was amazing. He was a rock of support ever since I was a young child. Him getting my family over here from the Philippines and me being a first-generation Filipino American is something I'll never be able to outdo in 2 lifetimes. And I think now, you know, I'm not super young, right? I'm very seasoned. I've been working. I've been in a lot of work situations. I feel like I've lived many lives at this point while I'm recording this and talking to you guys. And you know, when someone passes, not even someone related to you, but even like when Kobe passed, many people who weren't even, you know, I like sports, I'm into competition, but I feel like Kobe's passing, as an example, was just something that was really big, that rocked cultures, different cultures of people. And now at the point, you know, at this time in my life, when I hear or know of someone passing, it does something to me. It's such a big reminder that your time is not promised, and so, you know, you only have so many days. And you know, lately I've not been happy with this situation and where my channel lies within what I'm doing. In the last year or so, I haven't necessarily been happy with the channel and maybe the direction of it. And the algorithm is something that changes all the time, and I try not to look at the numbers and really just kind of delve right into the content. Really, the way that I measure is if people tell me that any of this stuff is helpful. So rather than to be data driven, I try to not let it get to me. But I am not happy, and I haven't been happy with the direction the channel's been going. And so this, in a lot of ways, is going to be the end. You know, I don't want things to remain the way they are. And so if you know me, you know I don't like to sit on the sidelines. My work drive comes from me being a Filipino American and being a minority, and then just kind of fighting for what I want. A lot of my drive comes from wrestling. I've mentioned this very rarely, but if you know me, you know that I wrestled in high school very competitively, and it just always taught me you can do much more than what you think you can do. And so anyone that wrestled in high school seriously or in college understand that. So there's going to be a lot of additions to this channel and changes I'm going to make. And I'm gonna start that with a couple announcements right now. 2 companies that are gonna be with me on this journey, and I've already begun working with them, is a Supercolor. Supercolor is like the best transfer company in the world. Millions of you already know, if you have a heat press, whether it's industrial or a crafter's heat press, you got a full color print design, nothing better than Supercolor. The second company, Bella Canvas, one of the best blank companies on the planet Earth. They have the most colors, right, of any collection. Also the fast fashion line. Okay, you're gonna hear me mention it all the time. You're gonna see me using both of these products in my videos, right? There might be a couple other brands I align with, but I'm gonna keep it really tight. These are all brands that I believe in and that I rock with. I've never endorsed a company on this channel, and I never will, that I don't rock with 2000%. One more big announcement that I gotta make for you guys that I've been dying to tell you is I launched a brand. I've launched a brand. I've done it. After a lot of talk and debate and a couple years of going back and forth with people about it. Look, the last in-house position that I did, I was the brand director. I was working like 60 hours a week, everything from talking to lawyers to production to design, digital marketing, right? Taking a look at the Shopify, actual production issues in China, right? So those are a lot of phone calls and meetings at very off hours for us here in Los Angeles. So you can imagine running a multi-million-dollar company in any capacity is tough. And if I was basically the president of that company. After years and years of doing it, it just really kind of wore at me. And then people run their companies in different ways. If I'm not bankrolling the company, if I'm not the actual owner, founder, of course I'm gonna respect that person because they're essentially my boss. And so I've definitely taken a long break from that. But all of that to tell you that I miss it. I actually miss having a production schedule. The biggest thing that I miss about working in the design portion of a brand is creating garments. So there's gonna be a huge journey there, and you guys are gonna watch it from day 0. I have a ton of footage shot already. Of course, I'll be dropping it on the channel, but the site is officially live. So you guys can check it out. It's nonbeta.co. And 1, I missed it. Number 2, I want to show you guys what I'm doing. So a lot of times I'll answer your questions and it'll be a hypothetical, or I'll tell you this is what I would do. So now I'm gonna say this is what I did, or this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you guys that here on this channel, okay? And so you're gonna see me grow non-beta from 0. I was gonna say from infancy, but literally from day 0. So you guys will be able to go along the ride with me. I'm super excited for all of the possibilities there could be. There's a third reason that I launched this brand, and the third one is I want to use it as a vehicle. So when you get onto the site, it's going to have very few tabs, but the biggest tab that's going to accumulate is collabs. So I want to use it as a vehicle to collaborate with all the people that I want to collaborate with, and that might include other clothing brands. Obviously, I'm friends with a lot of brand owners and founders, especially because of this channel, and I think it's very rare for 2 clothing companies to collaborate, but I don't care. This is going to be my opus, right? It's going to be my greatest work, and I want the freedom to work with, as long as the other party wants to, you know, work together with whoever I want to work with to make awesome collabs, right? And so that sounds like a lot of fun to me, and it sounds like the next chapter in my journey. So 100% this channel is going to change. You're still going to get a lot of how-to content. I'm going to be answering questions. I'm still going to be hitting you guys with interviews. I have a ton of really great people to interview and introduce you to via the channel, but you're also going to get behind the scenes of launching the brand. And when I answer your guys' question, I can actually show you how I executed it on all parts. So if you want to see me launch a brand, jump on the Instagram for non-beta. It's all non-beta_co. For TikTok as well, also Twitter. So follow us on one or any of the social media platforms, and then you're gonna watch the inner workings of how I crafted the brand here on this channel. 2023, let's go.